Good evening, Anita here for Meme 40. I wanted to do a quick video today to talk about a basic, which is the double cleanse. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because friends have been asking me, now that we're sweating a lot, it's hot and humid, what are you doing for your clogged pores? Especially the ones that are close to the nose. So a lot of people tend to see a lot of sebum buildup here, as well as the forehead and the chin. My solution to controlling excess sebum production and also unclogging the pores is through a double cleanse. The double cleanse will help really melt away everything that's clogged within the nose. I've tried nose strips, I found them really harsh. I've tried a lot of masks, peels, steams, but the thing with those is that they're effective somewhat, but I don't like nose strips because they're too harsh. They end up really drying out my nose, causing it to flake, and also it's very irritating because what you're doing essentially is just ripping off everything that's essential on the surface as well. So while you might think of it as a form of exfoliation, when I was getting my dermaplaning session, we actually did not touch upon the nose. It was more the cheeks and the forehead. And as a side note, I really recommend dermaplaning for those who haven't tried it yet. So back to the double cleanse. I really enjoy this process because it helps me unwind at the end of the day. I find it therapeutically very cleansing, not just the surface of my face, but just the method of massaging, really decreasing the tension that's in the facial muscles. I find it to be very multi-purposeful. So the intention tonight is to really dig deep and get within the clogged pores, melt away the oil, because there's no better way to fight oil than with oil. So some of the key products, this is one of my favorite cleansing oils. I love the soft scent of it. It uses plant extracts, so there's nothing harsh in this. When you see the bottle, you can see that it's a bit of a runny oil, so it's not thick, it doesn't build up on the skin, and it actually helps with hydration. When we are traveling, sometimes we want a solid option. Solid meaning in a form of a balm. So this is a very luxurious balm by Beautycounter. It's the Lotus Glow Cleansing Balm. The base is a coconut oil, but it also contains a lot of other really great essential oils, and the scent is just heavenly. So this would be my high-end choice of a cleansing balm. The low-end choice would be this Heimish All Clean Balm. So the price difference between these two are quite significant. This, I've heard other people using it for a multi-purpose, so they would apply it as a bit of a body butter or moisturizer if you have really dry skin. For cleansing purposes, because I do find that it does go down the drain, something a bit more economical like this one is a good one for you to get started with. Both are really lovely, but for tonight I want to use the Korean product, which is the All Clean Balm. This is a product that was recommended to me by someone who is non-Korean, but also just loves Korean culture, foods, and beauty products. So thank you so much, Diana, for this recommendation. I love it. Before this, I was using the Vanilla Co. cleansing balm, and that one was excellent as well. I just find that because of the scented factor and also the convenience of this cap, this one is more of a choice for me. So the first step in a cleansing balm is the amount to use. You don't need a lot, even when you are wearing a full face of makeup. Today I'm wearing just a tinted sunscreen, and I have my eyebrows drawn, and I have a lip tint from Beautycounter. What happens when we have pigmented makeup on and we don't do a double cleanse? So for that purpose, I will just not touch my lips and use a cleansing foam first. Most people who are unfamiliar with a double cleanse will just go straight to warm water and foam. So with my lip, I will show you what happens with pigments if we don't do a double cleanse. A little is perfectly enough for this. So when you look at the balm, it's a very soft texture. I use about an almond size amount for my entire face. So an amount like this gives my face a good amount of surface area coverage, while at the same time being oily enough so that I can enjoy the massaging effects. So The first thing you want to do is make sure that your face is dry. So that is the number one thing of a double cleanse, is you apply it onto your face as you walk in through the door. You melt it on your fingertips, so then it becomes a bit of an oily paste. And then we start with the cheeks, but also distribute on the forehead. And I'm going to show you a really thorough technique in order to make sure that we get those stubborn clogged pores. So for me, it's the nose area. So I use my ring fingers, and this is the most important area for me where I notice pores the most. This Heimish balm is known to unclog pores. So for whiteheads, blackheads, this Heimish balm is recommended. For this oil, it does do a great job of pulling out whiteheads, but I think the Heimish one does it a bit better because you can actually see the whiteheads. I'm being very intentional with circular motions. So there is some clogged pores here on my forehead. So I'm just going to make sure that I do a very thorough deep cleanse. And how you can get deep within the pores is by using a circular motion, very, very small little circles. And then you can kind of see, I can feel it, but you'll be able to feel grains. And those are actually the whiteheads that are coming to the surface. So I spend a good amount of time. I count to 90 seconds, which is a minute and a half, doing this on a dry face. And then for color, pigments, you make sure that you do it last, because you don't want the eyeliner or eyebrow pencil to end up on your cheeks and then you're rubbing it into the pores. So that's a no-no. Keep that in mind. Using the weakest finger, because the eye area is sensitive and it requires particular attention. I spend a lot of time on this step. I find that it's really effective because the more time you spend here, the less time you spend squeezing and popping. Step 2 of a double cleanse is to wet your fingertips. So you have water on your fingertips, and then you want to massage for another minute or so to create a milky effect. So as you can see, the oil is starting to melt off. It looks a bit milky. And this is an important step because this helps to further break down the oil that's clogged in the pores. Adding a bit more water, you can see the milky color on my fingers. By adding water, you're also rinsing away some of the pigments that you have on your first massage so that you have a clean set of fingertips. Already you're promoting circulation in your face. So this is why I find the double cleanse to be so effective, because you're really benefiting not just the skin, but also the muscles that lie underneath. And it's a really good way to just relax and just let the day go. Step 3 is where most people jump to, but it's the foam. So I've got a collection of really inexpensive foams that I enjoy using. This one is the one that I'll use today, and these are both available, so I'll provide some links in the description of where Canadians can find these Korean products. So P.Calm is one that I talk about a lot. Because this cleanser is very inexpensive but also effective, I use a good amount. And the trick is to create the foam on your fingertips first so that you're not really tugging and pulling at your skin. But because we're using an oil-based balm and the oils are essential oils, we're really being gentle but going deep within at the same time. So it's such an amazing skincare practice. And after a while, it will become a habit and you'll enjoy the process as well as the result. So I use the same finger motions in the areas that I really want to focus on. My double cleanse techniques have really developed over time as I watched other beauty bloggers. I don't know if you feel the same way while watching me, but I just felt like my own skin was getting refreshed when I watched other people go through these hand motions. I'll now include the lip tint and you will see what happens when I just use the foam, and I'll rinse off and I'll come back. I've demonstrated by not using the balm and just using the foam, you can still see that the lip tint remains. And when I wipe it with the towel, there's still residue. So this is the danger in just using soap or cleansing foam as you wash your face without applying a cleansing balm or an oil first, is like you won't get the same level of a deep cleanse. My face feels great. It's not overly stripped. It's also very, very hydrated. And my nose, a lot of the whiteheads have sort of dropped off, meaning that I was able to effectively melt it away. Face feels very clean. It doesn't feel dry or overly stripped. And that's what I really appreciate about this nighttime step, is that you can retain the hydration while at the same time going deep within and flushing out what needs to come out of the pores. So there's a lot of environmental stressors that really accumulate day after day, and if we don't properly take care of our pores, it results in enlarging pores as well as irritated skin. So my nose is especially really clean because just by using these two fingers and scrubbing and getting within the corners, you can effectively eliminate a lot of the buildup. So this is something that I've been doing on a daily basis. So many people who are new to Korean beauty, and immediately they're able to see a different type of skin without having to do anything harsh or anything that's irritating. Final step is to make sure that I do some form of a cold compress, whether it's just a cold towel from the refrigerator. I like to apply aloe vera gel, and this is something that helps soothe sunburned skin as well. So by adding something cold, and I'm very generous with this by applying a very thick layer, this provides the necessary hydration, and then it also helps protect the skin without being heavy. This is extremely light. As you can see, it's almost watery and not sticky. You will have noticed that towards the end of my face wash, I turned the faucet the other way to make sure that I got cold water, and then I did at least 3 splashes of cold water, and this also helps shrink the pores. And that's it. In a very quick and easy double cleanse tutorial. I hope that I've convinced you to give this a try tonight. So if you don't have an immediate double cleanse product on hand, like an oil or a balm, You can try using something that's readily available in your kitchen, whether it's coconut oil or olive oil. But I do want to caution that Korean companies have formulated oils specifically together so that you have sort of like a cleansing component associated with it, so it's not just sitting on the surface of your skin. So I hope this has been really helpful. I really enjoy double cleanse and I hope that it becomes contagious. I want to raise the awareness to make you realize that it's really easy, but also so pleasant and enjoyable at the same time. So let's do some good for our skin. Try a double cleanse and let me know in the comments below if your skin felt different. I guarantee you, you will see a difference or feel a difference immediately after the first time you do this.